In the heart of a sunlit savanna, a mother leopard lies very still, her beautiful golden coat hidden beneath a writhing blanket of tiny, buzzing bees. Each breath she takes is slow and shaky, as though every inhale is a struggle. Her amber eyes flicker with pain, yet a spark of fierce courage remains. At her side, a small leopard cub nudges her gently, its soft fur ruffled by dust and little scratches. The cub's tiny paws swipe at the bees, but they cling like sticky seeds, pinching and pricking until the cub must step back in fear. Its heart pounds like a little drum in its chest. Summoning a burst of bravery, the cub glances once more at its weakening mother, then darts into the tall golden grass, weaving through stalks that sway like gentle waves in the wind, determined to find someone who can help. Through tangled bushes and over fallen logs, the cub hurries on, its legs trembling with each leap. The undergrowth tickles its belly and the sun filters through leaves in patterns that dance like light on water. Soon, a clear, shallow river winds across its path, glistening like broken mirrors under the sky. The cub stops at the edge, sniffing the air, then steps cautiously from stone to stone, its paws pressing gently so it does not slip. On the far bank, its wet fur dries in warm sunlight as a faint human voice drifts through the trees, carried on a soft breeze. The cub's ears perk up, and hope kindles in its bright eyes. With renewed energy, it bounds toward the sound, skidding to a halt by a dusty trail where a sturdy jeep stands waiting. The rescuers inside the jeep freeze as they hear the cub's urgent, tiny mew. They quickly slip out of their seats, boots crunching on dry earth, and share knowing glances. The cub skitters back into the grasses, then stops to look over its shoulder, beckoning them to follow. Without hesitation, the rescuers grab their gear, medical bags, nets, and bottles of safe insect repellent, and climb back into the jeep. Engines roar to life, and the vehicle bounces over bumps as they chase the little guide. Dust swirls behind them in golden clouds as the late afternoon sun paints the world in shades of orange and pink. At last, the cub halts and circles back again, leading them to a motionless shape lying low in the tall grass. Bees cover every inch of her body, hiding her graceful spots beneath a living cloak of insects. The rescuers bring the jeep to a gentle stop and kneel to survey her condition, binoculars and soft voices measuring each shallow breath. They exchange calm signals and nod in silent agreement before slipping on light, bee-proof suits that cover them head to toe. The suits rustle as they move, white mesh masks making them look like gentle giants ready to save a friend. One rescuer steps forward with a can of non-toxic repellent, spraying a fine mist that glitters like morning dew in the sunlight. The bees wobble, then scatter, drifting away like thousands of tiny golden seeds on the breeze. Another rescuer lights a small, controlled smoker, sending soft clouds of cool smoke to guide the rest of the swarm away without harm. Slowly, the buzzing mass parts, revealing her matted fur and the raw patches where she scratched herself trying to escape. Behind a bush, the cub watches with wide, anxious eyes, its tail flicking like a tethered kite in the wind. Now that she is almost free of insects, the team kneels beside her with soft bristled brushes. Gently, they sweep away the final stray bees, uncovering more of her tawny fur. A vet shines a small flashlight on dozens of swollen sting marks and deep scratches, each one a painful memory of the ordeal. With tender care, they dab antiseptic onto each wound, and the leopard flinches once before relaxing under their soothing touch. A syringe of gentle pain relief brings a welcome calm as her breathing grows steady and less labored. Together, the rescuers slide a padded stretcher beneath her weakened body, lifting with kind strength so she never feels a jolt. The cub creeps forward, mewing softly, then summons the courage to leap onto the stretcher beside its mother, curling close for comfort. They carry her to the waiting jeep, tucking her in among blankets, and the cub nestles by her side as the engine hums warmly. Through the open windows, the wind ruffles their fur, carrying the scent of grass and dust as they head towards safety. The jeep speeds down a bumpy path until a bright, white, washed building appears on the horizon, the wildlife clinic. Vets and nurses rush out to meet them, voices kind and hurried as they guide the stretcher inside. The cub hops down gently and circles its mother in a protective dance, whiskers brushing soft blankets. Inside, bright lights and soft voices create a safe, caring world. The next chapter of healing begins here. A caring vet places a stethoscope on her side and listens for her heartbeat, each steady beat a small victory. Nearby, an X-ray machine hums softly as it captures pictures of her hidden injuries, and a nurse carefully draws a little vial of blood to learn how to help her heal. Next, the team moves like a well-rehearsed dance. A doctor fills a syringe with warm medicine and gives her a gentle injection. Almost at once, her trembling eases and her breathing grows calm. Another rescuer brushes antiseptic cream over each sore spot, and the mother flinches once before relaxing into the soothing touch. In a cozy corner, the cub is fed a special warm milk, lapping it up with hopeful energy. Soon it's time for specialized care. The mother is settled into a quiet recovery room lined with soft blankets and a gentle foredrip that delivers strength drop by drop. Caretakers whisper kind words, making both animals feel brave in this new place. All day and night, the team watches over them. Digital screens glow with heartbeats and breathing patterns. Nurses tiptoe in to check her bandages, unwrapping old cloth and wrapping fresh gauze like a tender hug around her healing wounds. A volunteer hums a soft tune and strokes her fur, while another plays gentle nature sounds so she never forgets the song of the wild. After a few days, the mother's muscles grow stronger. A veterinarian gently massages her sides, encouraging her to stretch and move. She arches her back and takes a careful step, her paws touching a cushioned mat that protects her healing feet. She eats a nutritious meal of tender meat, and the cub nibbles on a formula that fills its belly with new strength. A small camera records each moment, turning every bite and stretch into an inspiring story to share. Then comes a very special moment, reunion time. In a sunlit enclosure, the cub bounds over to its mother and they nuzzle warmly. Their soft coats brush, and the cub's purr-like mew is met by its mother's reassuring rumble. Around them, behaviorists take gentle notes, watching as natural instincts, grooming, playing, exploring, return to these brave cats. Healing is not only about rest but also about fun. Staff set out logs, ropes, and toys to encourage playful leaps. The cub pounces on a rolling ball, eyes bright with laughter, and the mother watches with a patient, gentle gaze. Each leap and nuzzle is cheered, reminding everyone how far they've come. Regular checkups continue. A vet reviews glowing digital charts showing her strength returning day by day, heart steady, wounds closing, fur regaining its shine. In a quiet media corner, a rescuer and veterinarian speak softly on camera, telling the leopard story so children everywhere can learn how kindness and science work together to save lives. Soon, the clinic fills with messages of hope. On a screen in the hallway, social media lights up with hearts and thank yous from around the world. Staff pause to read each one, smiling at how a mother and cub have become champions of compassion. The biggest adventure is next, returning to the wild. Outdoors, under a big blue sky, experts set up a gentle obstacle course. Logs to step over, low bars to duck under, to test the mother's agility. She moves with growing confidence, tail held high, and the cub follows with curious steps. A panel of experts nods in approval. She is ready. Back inside, maps and charts cover a table as the team plans the perfect release spot, choosing a place with leafy trees, tall grasses, and clean water. They mark the route carefully, promising a safe journey home. At last, the mother and cub are loaded into a special transport vehicle with cushioned floors and fresh blankets. The doors slide open to the breeze, and they ride across the clinic grounds, whiskers twitching at the sense of grass and earth. Wide-angle cameras capture the journey, fields of waving grass giving way to rolling hills under a warm sun. They arrive at a quiet clearing that feels like home. Acacia trees stand like old friends, and the air is alive with bird songs. A vet places a hand on the mother's shoulder and checks her heartbeat one last time, strong and true. The cub sniffs the tall grass, its eyes shining with wonder. Rescuers build a soft release enclosure here, using wood and mesh that blend with the landscape. Inside, native grasses rustle and a small pool glistens in the light. The mother and cub step out to explore, noses to the wind, feeling the rush of freedom in their veins. As the sun dips low, caretakers gather at the edge to say goodbye. They whisper soft blessings and gently stroke fur one last time. Then, with a gentle push, the gate swings open. The mother steps forward and the cub follows eagerly. They pause together at the threshold, looking back once before bounding into the endless golden grass. In that moment, the savannah breathes with joy. Two brave hearts have found their way home, and kindness has given them a second chance to live wild and free.